In today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to start an LLC in Arizona. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and if you've been feeling overwhelmed about where to start, don't worry. Arizona has a few unique requirements compared to other states, and if you try to piece everything together from different websites, it can feel really confusing. That's why in this tutorial, I'm going to take you step by step through the entire process. We'll start from checking if your LLC name is available, then move on to appointing your statutory agent, filing your articles of organization, meeting the publication requirement, and finally getting your EIN and any licenses you need. By the end of the video, you'll see exactly how to do this, and I'll explain some of my favorite services and how they can fit in if you'd rather not handle everything yourself. Let's get into it. What makes starting an LLC in Arizona different? Before we dive into the step-by-step process, let's take a second to talk about what makes Arizona unique compared to other states. In most states, forming an LLC is fairly straightforward. File your articles of organization, appoint a registered agent, and keep up with annual reports. Arizona does things a bit differently. For one, Arizona does not require annual reports for LLCs, which makes ongoing compliance much simpler once you're set up. But the trade-off is that Arizona has a publication requirement, which is rare. Within 60 days of forming your LLC, you have to publish a notice in your approved newspaper in your county. This step catches a lot of new business owners off guard, so it's just important to plan for it. So while Arizona may seem a bit more complicated at first glance, it's really just different. You'll spend some time and money on publication step, but once it's complete, you don't have the same yearly reporting obligations that many other states require. Step number 1, checking your LLC name. The very first step is choosing and checking your LLC name. In Arizona, your name has to be unique and can't be the same as another business already registered in the state. You can check by going to Arizona Corporation Commission's eCorp website. On the site, you'll see a search bar that says Entity Search. Type in that name that you want for your LLC and hit search. If your exact name shows up in the results, it means it's already taken, and you'll need to adjust. If nothing shows up, that's a good sign that your name is available. Just make sure your name also includes LLC or limited liability company at the end, because Arizona actually does require that. If you'd like to reserve your name before filing, Arizona actually does let you do that for 120 days by submitting a name reservation online. It does cost $45, and it can be useful if you're not quite ready to file your LLC but don't want someone else to grab the name. Step number 2 is appointing a statutory agent. Instead of finding the name yourself, what you can do is go to Tailor Brands. We do have a link in the description below. You can type in your state, and then here you can go ahead and type in your business name. So let's just try Glow from Within Wellness. Try this name. Cool. Once your name is ready, the next step is appointing your statutory agent. In Arizona, this is what other states usually call a registered agent. It's the person or company that receives legal mail and official notices for your business. To do this on the Arizona eCorp website, you'll see a section in the Articles of Organization form that asks for statutory agent information. You'll need to enter the agent's name and a physical Arizona address. PO boxes don't count. It has to be a street address in Arizona. You can be your own statutory agent, but that means your personal name and home address go on public record. If you don't want that, you'll need to list a professional service. This is where providers like Northwest, LegalZoom, or Tailor Brands come in. For example, Northwest includes a full year of statutory agent services for free when you form your LLC with them, and they'll automatically list their address instead of yours. With LegalZoom and Tailor Brands, you can add this as a part of your setup if you'd rather not use your personal information. So again, I have links for all of those in the description below. If you want to go with Tailor Brands, like we were just talking about, we'll go ahead and click next. It's going to ask you a bunch of questions about your business. So maybe it's taking the first steps. When are you planning to launch Glow from Within Wellness? Maybe in a few months. What's the industry? Maybe it's health coaching, and then professional services. And then are you planning to hire? If you don't know, just click not sure. Have you set an annual income more than $80,000? If you don't know yet, you can also do that too. Then you'll add in your postal code. You also can skip some of these if you don't want to answer all of them, but again, Tailor Brands does LLC, EIN. You can even do a logo, license and permits, insurance, domain. It really does have everything. So it's kind of an all-in-one solution, which is really cool. Then there's also LegalZoom. So you can start your business, run your business, protect your brand. They also have so many options on here too that just make getting your LLC started a million times easier than doing it yourself. And then lastly is Northwest. So with this, you can form a fully formed business, registered agent service, business address, etc. All you'll do is click Started LLC. You'll put Arizona. So here you can see they've got the expedited 1 day. So this will be about $124 because the basic package is $39. The registered and agent service and the filing fee is $0. 1 day processing is $85. And then this is some extra add-ons that you can do. So again, you'll just kind of answer a bunch of questions about your business, like the name, how it's managed, whether that's member managed or manager managed, contact information, setting up an account, and then your business identity so you can get a business domain, website, email, etc. You also can turn that off as well. It's totally up to you. Then you got optional items like law on call service, tax ID, S Corp election with the IRS, premium mail service, and DBA filing. And then all you have to do is go ahead and pay from there. Again, they just make it really, really simple, but we're going to continue with doing it without these as well, just so you can kind of have a background information of what's going on even when you are using these tools that make it a million times easier. So step number 3 is filing your articles of organization. The articles of organization is the official document that creates your LLC in Arizona. You'll file this through Arizona Corporation Commission's eCorp system. The form will ask for your LLC name, your statutory agent details, your principal, business address, and a few other basic pieces of information. At the end, you'll pay your filing fee, and the standard processing fee is $50. And if you want the expedited service, it's about $85. Once you pay, your submission goes into the system and will be reviewed by the commission. Again, if you're using Northwest, LegalZoom, or Tailor Brands, you'll just answer their questionnaire in plain language, like what's your business name, what's your address, and they're going to prepare and file this document for you, kind of like I already showed you. Step number 4 is meeting the publication requirement. Here's the part that's pretty unique. Within 60 days of forming your LLC, you have to publish a notice of your LLC formation in a newspaper. It has to run for 3 consecutive publications in a newspaper that's approved in the county where your statutory agent is located. Once it's done, the newspaper will send you proof called an affidavit of publication, which you'll keep for your records. This is not optional. It's required by Arizona law. The cost does vary between county, but most people pay between $60 and $300 for this step. If you'd rather not handle it, many providers can take care of it for you. Even Northwest often helps with the publication step automatically. Step number 5 is creating an operating agreement. Next, you'll want to create an operating agreement for your LLC. Arizona doesn't necessarily require this document by law, but it's strongly recommended. An operating agreement lays out how your LLC is managed, who owns what, and how profits and decisions will be handled. Even if you're a single member LLC, it's a good idea to have one. It shows banks and lenders that you're running your business properly, and it also reinforces the legal separation between you and your business. You can create one of these on your own, or you can use templates provided by services. LegalZoom usually includes an operating agreement template in their package, and Northwest and Tailor Brand let you add it to your setup. Step number 6 is applying for an EIN. So the next step is getting your employer identification number, or EIN, from the IRS. This is kind of like a social security number for your business, and you'll need it to open business bank accounts, hire employees, or file taxes. The good news is that you can apply for an EIN directly through the IRS website for free. The application only takes a few minutes. And again, I know I sound like I'm repeating myself, but if you want to have one of the brands that I talked about take care of it for you, that's also included in a lot of their process. Step number 7 is licenses and ongoing requirements. Arizona doesn't require LLC to file annual reports, which makes it one of the easier states to manage once your business is up and running. However, depending on the type of business you're running, you may need to apply for additional licenses. For example, if you're selling products, you'll probably need transaction privilege, tax license, which is Arizona's versions of a sales tax license. You'll apply for this through the Arizona Department of Revenue. And if you're running a professional service, your city or county may also require specific permits. So how much does it really cost? Let's go ahead and add it all up. Your articles of organization filing fee is $50 for standard processing or $85 for expedited. The publication requirement will cost between $60 and $300 depending on your county. If you use a statutory agent service, Northwest includes it for free for the first year, while LegalZoom and Tailor Brands will charge an annual fee, usually between $100 and $300. An operating agreement and EIN are free if you do them yourself, but if you pay for them through a service, expect about $50 to $100 each. And if you want to bundle in branding tools like logo, website, and professional email through Tailor Brands, you'll add another $100 to $300. Altogether, most people will spend somewhere between $200 and $500 in their first year to form an LLC in Arizona. If you add extra services or branding, the number can go higher, but that range covers the basics. So which service should you choose? At this point, you might be wondering whether it makes sense to use a service or file everything yourself. The truth is, it depends on how much time you want to spend and how comfortable you are with handling paperwork. If you want the most hands-off option, Northwest is a solid choice. They include your first year of statutory agent service for free, and they often help with the publication requirements. LegalZoom is a great fit if you want more legal add-ons built into your package, like access to attorneys or legal document templates. It's usually a bit more of an investment, but the extra support can be totally worth it if you want peace of mind. And then lastly, Tailor Brands is best if you're looking for a one-stop shop in addition to forming your LLC. They can help with logo, website, and professional email address. Whichever service you choose, all three providers are very reliable. It really comes down to whether you care most about simplicity, legal resources, or bundled branding tools. And if you have all the time in the world, you also can just go ahead and do it yourself. But if you want to use any of these services mentioned, I've left a link down in the description below so you can check them all out for yourself. I do want to mention that these are affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you do choose to use our links, we just want to thank you so much in advance for supporting our channel. That wraps up this video. That's how you start an LLC in Arizona. If you loved this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and leave any comments or questions below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.